Hello everyone and welcome back to another Sims 3 speed build. So today this is just a basic like country style home. It's going to cost your Sims approximately 90,000 simoleons, so it's not too overly expensive. And if you get it unfurnished, it'll be approximately 48,000 simoleons. So this house, the reason why it kind of started off kind of like the way it did was with the foundation first, because normally I don't do that. I'll put like a huge square usually down, or a rectangle or something down for the foundation, and then I'll design the house on top of it. I don't usually have a clue on the shape or anything like that, and of course the interior or the floor plan isn't usually created while I'm building. The reason why it is this time is because this house is inspired by a house that my sim had created, had built in one of my personal games that I just sit and play. I do that from time to time. I still do my, my YouTube videos and stuff, those Let's Plays, but sometimes I like to just sit and play without having to, I guess you could say, talk to myself. So this is just a house. It started off as just, a one-story house, and then my sim, as she got more money, she ended up building the house a little bit more and more. And this is basically designed off of that. Now, of course, when I play, my personal game and stuff like that, I really could care less about decorating. My sim usually has the bare minimum, so I don't usually have hardly anything outside. In fact, my sim currently doesn't even have any landscaping or anything. There's no trees, no flowers. There is definitely not a play area like I have it in here. And the furnishing is definitely the bare minimum. But the layout for the most part is the same as what my sim has, except for the upstairs. I don't have it sectioned off in rooms. It's just a big open space because that's where she has her toddler. So it hasn't been sectioned off. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, it's inspired by it, so it's not exactly the same, and, so yeah. Basically, what I'm doing here is a carport. I don't normally do carports, so I'm just kind of like messing around with it, just trying to figure out what would be the best way to go about doing this. That way it was up a little higher. I kind of wanted it to have a little bit of a wall. Of course, foundation pieces is not exactly ideal, but that fence is. But I wanted the poles to be up a little higher. That way, when I did the lattice work or whatever that is on top, it would be the right height, or at least look correct. Anyway, look like it's supposed to. So I basically doubled up the support beams. I don't know how well they look. I guess they look okay. I mean, you can't really, I don't know if there's really a good pole to use to double up like that and have it look good. I don't really know. But I use the same ones around the deck and stuff like that, for the porch and stuff to kind of, help tie them in with the look of the house. And I did some more of the I don't know. I mean, it's not really lattice. I can't think right now what they're called. But anyway, as you can see, I did one in the backyard as well. And then there's another little porch area that is covered. I have all those decks and stuff also in my personal game. But yeah, the color, of course, is different. Like I said, I don't care as much when I'm just playing. I could care less how it looks. It just has basic siding, like you would, put down just that basic tan that siding comes in. And I don't even think I even have a foundation. I think I just left it the same, that ugly reddish brick or whatever it is. So, but anyway, I mean, like I said, it's slightly different, but for the most part, like I used more store content in my, like when I play that I'm not sharing with anybody. I a lot of times tend to go like crazy with the store content, not quite as much when I share, because I know not everybody has those things. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. So I really like the way the house looks. It's one of those things where I did this one other time. It was the Luna Island build that I had done that was actually started off as a remodel of one of the starter homes that are over there or in there. I just ended up putting on a different lot and recreating it. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically kind of like what I did, you know, with that. I ended up building it and I liked it so much, and when my sim had enough money, I just had her move into the newly furnished version of the one she was already in. So more than likely, if I even play long enough, because I tend to not play very long, I'm lucky to get one sim like graduated and then I get bored and then I stop playing and I never really get very far. That's just kind of the way it is. So if I ever get far enough to where she has 90,000 simoleons, I might just move her into this version. The same house, just better. Because I do like it. I just like this style of house. It's not super big. There's no actual dining room. In fact, I don't even have a computer. A lot of times I don't have a lot of that stuff in, you know, for my sim anyway. There'll be maybe a bookshelf and a TV. That's really about it. I actually don't like having computers when I play the game. I don't actually like having, I actually don't really care a whole lot to have the piano, even though, you know, I like making the upright pianos. I don't actually like having them in my game. I don't like having instruments or any of that, just because the Sims are obsessive. They get like this compulsion issue with them. I mean, I don't even put a rocking chair anymore because my Sims are so obsessive with the rocking chair that they fight with each other. I mean, they'll can't stay off the rocking chair and they're constantly like the one will get in the chair and another one will follow them upstairs or wherever that chair is and like throw a fit over it because there's a different sim in the rocking chair. I mean, this obsessive compulsion they have is ridiculous. Well, they do that with everything. They do that with the computer. They do that with musical instruments if you have them, or like if you have the guitar or something. The Sims sometimes will put it in their inventory and you won't even paying any attention, and they'll move out and they'll take the guitar with them. It's like, what's the point? So a lot of times I just don't bother. The Sims more or less make me mad. So yeah, I don't bother. Now the kitchen in this house is bigger than what my Sim actually has. I made it just a little bit bigger, a couple squares wider, because really I just have like a small little table and a chair, and that is really about it, and just enough for her to cook. Like I said, I really don't care. She's got plenty of money to get new cabinets, but I just don't bother. But I think the kitchen turned out kind of cute. I used that wallpaper. I remember I made it in the split level. I didn't realize until I was taking pictures that it was apples. Well, now that I know it's apples, I've been like, I think I've been obsessed with it. I can't remember. I think I put it in another house too in the kitchen because of them being apples. Well, guess what? I did it again in this house. So you another house with apples in the kitchen. But I think it turned out I like it. It's cozy. It's warm feeling. I did put a different kind of flooring down though. That I don't know how much I like it, but I get tired of some of those tiles and stuff that they have in the game. So I was just trying something different. As you can see, here I am just looking at what I have, just trying to figure out, is there anything else I can stick on the wall? Something other than what I have, because I hate doing the cabinets, upper cabinets, because they're so stinking big that they look horrible. And then of course, since they don't have anything smaller, you always have a gap wherever a window is, and I just find it looks silly. I don't know, it looks strange. So I usually don't do upper cabinets. There's a couple of my houses that will have upper cabinets, but most of them do not. And it is a mod that I use that raises and lowers the curtains. As far as I know, nobody has ever told me yet. You don't have to have the mod for the curtains to be in that position. So wherever I put them, that will be where they are when you download the house. So you don't have to get the mod to do it. However, if you want to move curtains yourself, it's on Mod The Sims. It's something about movable curtains. There's movable cabinets, I believe. Trying to remember what else there is. It seems like there's something else that, oh, I can't remember. I don't know. I don't remember, but that's the flooring I ended up using just because it was just a little bit different. It looked like tiles, but it was really hard to get a very nice looking color. And then even though it's the same exact color in the living room, it looked completely off. I ended up fixing it a little bit. It looks a little bit better, but I don't know. That's what I used in my Sims house, and I just kind of laughed and I thought I would just use it in this one too. So it's there. If you don't like it, just go ahead and change it. That's fine. Not gonna hurt my feelings any. I end up putting a bookshelf inside the wall. Looks like a built-in bookshelf. I have been doing that actually for a really long time. I don't know, probably for a few years actually. The reason why this house even has one in the first place is because when the house was originally built, the back bedroom back there, it hasn't been done yet, but the master bedroom will be behind that bookshelf, wasn't that big. It was actually so small that just a double bed fit in it, and that was it. And at the time, I just had this, the square area here that had nothing in it, so I just went ahead and put a bookshelf there to make it look like it had a purpose. But yeah, I've actually been doing that for a long time. I really couldn't tell you how long. I have numerous builds that have built-in, at least, that look like they have built-in bookcases anyway. So your Sims can get the book, so don't worry. The door or archway, I guess you could say, does not block it, which you would almost think it would, because if you would have put a chair in there, they wouldn't be able to get to the chair. Or if you put a washing machine in that little cubby, they wouldn't be able to use the washing machine. But you put a bookshelf, they can use the bookshelf. Why that is, I don't know. But they can use the bookshelf just fine. So you won't have to worry about it. And I think the archway just frames it out nicely and it gives a nicer look. And like I said, this bedroom used to be a whole lot smaller. My Sim barely had enough money to make the house to start with. She started off on an empty plot and eventually saved enough money, kept going to the park and collecting flowers and fishing. I just like to play that way. I like starting off with absolutely nothing and working my way into, some money and stuff like that. So she actually built her house using only 10,000 simoleons. So yeah, it started off extremely small. And the bedroom was really small. So, and then over time, it just got a little bit bigger. The one wall that has a door there was one square in, which is where the blank or that square where the bookshelf is kind of got made from, because I couldn't put the stairs for whatever reason. The stairs wouldn't go one more square over, so I had that square there. That wall in the bedroom used to be a square over. And when she got some more money and I was able to make it bigger, I just kind of left the bookshelf there. I thought it looked nice and I like it. So, of course, got a washer and dryer because I love the washer and dryer in Sims. I even like it in Sims 4, even though it's actually quite a pain in the rear that you have to literally tell them to do everything. You tell them to do laundry, they put it in the washer, but they don't start the washer. You have to actually tell them to start the washer. And same when they move it to the dryer, you have to actually tell them to start the dryer. So it's a little bit more of a pain in the rear in The Sims 4, but I still like it. I still like laundry. A lot of times what I do is I make my Sim have the neat freak trait or the neat trait or whatever it is, because then she'll get tons and tons of wishes to clean things. She'll get wishes to do laundry. She'll get wishes to just clean everything. So, yeah, that's why I usually do. That's one reason why I like laundry, is because she'll get the wishes to do laundry and I'll get points. So, yeah, if you're ever wondering why I have laundry all the time, that's the main reason. Plus, I mean, I built a house that I would think would be kind of realistic. I tried to even do the floor plan that would make, I hope my floor plans would make sense, but I want them to be, realistic. And unless you lived in an apartment or I guess depending on where you live, you could live in a house that doesn't have a washer and dryer and you have to use a laundromat. But a lot of times a house has a washer and dryer. You gotta do your laundry, so that's why I do that. Here lately, I haven't been doing quite as many hidden baskets in the bedrooms, just because I've just been finding places to put them, and I started using this one hamper. I don't know why I never used it before, but I started using this one hamper and I can recolor the lining inside so that I make it match the bedroom, and I just think it looks cute. So this bedroom, I would have to say, is probably one of my favorite bedrooms. I really like the green. It's kind of like a pistachio green, I guess you could call it, but it has a hint of purple. And then the bedspread, I did the same thing. It's almost like they painted the walls and did everything on the walls to match the bedspread. It has a little bit of that green with just a hint of purple. I don't know, I just really like the color scheme in this room. I think it turned out really pretty. It's definitely for a girl. Well, I guess a boy, I mean, I would stick a boy in it. If my Sim's first kid was a boy, once he became a teenager, I would just stick him in that bed anyway. So I myself wouldn't really care. I just if there's a bed, I let my Sim sleep in it. I really don't care how it's decorated. And my Sim doesn't seem to care either. They just get the nicely decorated moodlet and they move on and they don't care. And they seem to like the mirrors and they like the decorations and the extra plants. So they're happy, so I'm happy. This ends up being a kid's bedroom. It has a few toys. It's kind of more like the blue. I would say this would be more of a boy's room because it has like cowboys and stuff for the wallpaper, and it's kind of more blue. But again, if I had a girl, I would stick her in that room too. It wouldn't really matter to me. I mean, the girls go in there anyway and play with the toys, so I guess they don't care either. Again, there's no computer, but there is a desk there if you want to add a computer. I did not, because like I said, the Sims are they have this obsessive compulsion to use a computer all the time. So unless my Sim needs it for work or something like that, I say heck with the computer, and I don't even have one in there. So but it's for the most part pretty much the same. I mean, almost all my kids' rooms always have that stupid hanging lamp because they don't have really anything else for kids, which I think is stupid. That's like the only like kid-like lamp. They have a few for the table. As you can see, I put one on the on the nightstand, but to hang from the ceiling, they don't have a whole lot of options. Now this house does have a nursery, just because this room, I did the floor plan that was just kind of small. The floor plan upstairs is very similar. Like I said, it is similar to my Sim. The bathroom, which is right beside the nursery, is there for my Sim in her, in her house. But the rest is just kind of open. I haven't really put anything in it yet. So the bedrooms and the nursery is kind of, I kind of put that together. The two bedrooms will have, you can call it like a Jack and Jill bathroom, but it's not a full bathroom. It wasn't big enough. It was just this one spot that was open between the two bedrooms. I was going to make it closets, and then I changed my mind. It's kind of like a Jack and Jill bathroom, but it just has a sink and a toilet, and that's it. And those, just so you know, those trees or the murals that I put on the wall with the birds and flowers, that is free from the store. It is store content, but it is free. I think it's called like seasonal decals or something like that, but you can download that free from the exchange. So that's why I used them. And I just recolored them, and I thought they turned out so cute. I liked the color. Some of the stuff, I don't know if you've noticed, but like that white mirror, I have the color, saved in my game because it's just a really common color for me to use, so I save it. Then I end up, you'll see me, I'll go back through the nursery, and I will do the same thing again with the nursery. I will save a couple of the colors that I did. The green rug is just a saved color that I saved. The crib and the potty seat I had already had pre-colored. So that's why some of that stuff I can put down really easy without using cast. I mean, it's a real time saver. If you are always using a certain color or theme or something, save it. Save that, because it's such a time saver just to go ahead and go into the grab it and have it already pre-colored, and you don't have to go into cast. So I like doing that. I end up putting, there's the tree house. I actually put a tree house. I actually did more with this backyard than I normally do, because you all know I don't do darn thing with backyards. But apparently you can't put an umbrella on a picnic table, which I just found this out because I did not know that. But a lot of times I will put like a small play area for the kids, and then I put the little bouncing things for your toddlers because your sim will get a wish. I believe I mentioned this in one other video that I put it in, but I never knew that. I never knew that your sim would get a wish to stick their toddler on one of them bouncing things. So, you know, might as well have it. That's free lifetime points. Might as well just do it. So, but anyway, we're getting pretty close to the end of the video because I'm doing the outside lighting. I apologize if you download this house and it has that pukey green grass, but that's just because of where I put it, where I built it in the world. This is in Appaloosa Plains. Is that the name of it? And it's named off of the street that it is located. I built it on, I think you would call it Richelle. It's Richelle, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's Richelle. I don't really know. But that's the street that I built it on, and that's just the color of the grass. It's kind of dead looking. So I apologize if you download this house and you get the dead looking grass. But anyway, here's the house. I hope you enjoyed. Just some screenshots for you, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.